Now, a consultation's got underway today on plans for a new railway station in South Cambridge. Network Rail says it wants it to be built close to the city's biomedical campus, catering for employees there and local residents. Speaking now to Sam Davies from the group Smarter Cambridge Transport. Sam, good evening to you.
Hello, Ronnie.
Just explain this to me. How much is a railway station needed in this part of the city, not just for the biomedical campus, but outside of that?
It is long overdue. So to give you an idea of the scale of the problem, there are already nearly 50,000 trips a day to the campus, and they're going to add another 26,000 trips a day to the campus in the next decade. So that will put this volume of trips to the campus on roughly the same scale as trips to Stansted Airport every day.
Well, that's massive, isn't it? What do you make of the current plans then, Sam?
For Cambridge South Station, I am really glad that finally there is some movement on this. It's a shame it's taken as long as it has, and it's even more of a shame that the earliest date they're proposing is 2025. Having looked at the consultation materials, I have some questions about how they're proposing to implement this. We've been told that this site will not add to congestion in this area unless there is a lot of bus access to get people to and from the station on public transport. I don't see how that's possible. And at the moment, the provision for bus stops and bus stopovers seems to be really quite limited. So that would be one concern. And another would be, obviously, although it's going to be used as a destination station for people to come to and from the campus, it's also going to draw people in from a much wider catchment. And there is actually very, very poor access from the east of the city. I went to the sort of launch consultation event at the new AstraZeneca building on Friday evening. My quickest route to walk there from Queen Edith is through the hospital concourse. And they're not going to want 2 million trips a year through the hospital concourse.
That just occurred to me as you were talking there about how you would get, and you don't want to be walking through the hospital like that. Tell me itself, do you think it's skewed then towards the workers at biomedical campus instead of local residents? I mean, do you think they've taken that into consideration enough?
I think they're trying to have their cake and eat it. So obviously the sort of main impetus for it and the reason that they're able to build a business case for it is because of the economic importance of the biomedical campus. But in order for it to make financial sense, they're going to have to treat it as an outbound station for people commuting down to London, for example. And so that will be pulling people in from a much wider catchment. And the maps I've seen suggest, people will be travelling in from Fulbourn, from nearly over to Dullingham to get to this station.
Right. So in terms of a time frame for this, there's talk it may not be open until the late 2020s. Is that too long to wait, do you think?
Yes, in a nutshell. But on the other hand, I know Mayor Palmer is very keen on doing this to some sort of accelerated time frame with some skeleton infrastructure, but it doesn't really work like that. And I think you have to trust Network Rail. If they say it is going to take until 2025, they know that it's not just about building platforms and waiting rooms, it's about all the infrastructure and the signalling that need to go with it. That's going to be how long it takes, but it's a great shame they're starting so late in the development of the biomedical campus because apart from anything else, they're now really constrained in terms of where there's room to put it and where the access can go in.
You got a hold of the plans, Sam. What would you alter then?
Well, as I say, it's actually quite difficult to propose anything better in terms of where the station's going to go. The thing I would absolutely implore the powers that be really think about is how the bus access and the pedestrian and the cycle access to it is going to work, because Network Rail have said to me, we're just consulting on the station location. Those things aren't really our problem. They're not in our brief. Okay, whose brief are they, and what are they doing to secure sensible arrangements?
Sam, thanks for talking to us. Sam Davies from the Smarter Cambridge Transport. Now, Network Rail say we're really interested to listen to the views of the community at this early stage to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to have their say before any significant decisions are taken. Yep, I would get in touch and get in, whenever they ask for these consultations, have your views heard, everybody. Go and have your views heard.